In this video, I'm talking about how to handle rejection. So the situations that you can think about is that you ask a favor from somebody, a family member, a friend, and they reject you. Or you go for a dating, or you want to date with somebody and the person rejects you. Or you go for a job interview and they don't give the job to you. Or your customers reject you. So any kind of rejection. So think about this, that rejection has two elements. One is the other person says no for your request. And the other element is the psychological impact on you. And that is the real problem most of the case. So the first element is people say no. If you just accept this, that they have the right to reject your offer, your request, then the second part, the psychological, will be much less negative for you. So it's a mindset. Accept that the people have the right to say no. Don't be entitled. Don't have a feeling that you have the right to ask anything from people and they must follow you. So the psychological impact comes when you make an assumption that people must like you, must accept whatever you want, and if they don't, then you feel personally rejected. So it's not necessary about you. It can be, but give away your control. You just say that I make an offer or a request and I let the person free to choose how to react to you, and don't put your emotion in the line. Don't connect to their answer, to your feeling, but give the freedom. So in this case, when you have a request, when you ask a person out for a date, when you want to sell something, have the mental attitude that I'm asking this and maybe they accept and maybe not, and everybody has the right to say no, because I also have the right to say no for other people's requests, and this is natural. And yes, sometimes they reject you, but most of the time they don't care about you, they don't reject you, they just don't want to spend the time, the energy to fulfill your request. So you don't necessarily have to take it personally. So, if let's say in a dating situation, a man goes to a girl and want to start to talk and the girl rejects. So reject means that the girl doesn't want to get involved in a conversation. So most men naturally feels very bad about this and take it as a rejection of their identity, their personality, themselves, instead of saying that this girl can have many reasons, doesn't want to engage in a conversation with me, and that it's okay. So the attitude is not that I go there, I expose myself to the I become vulnerable, and if I get rejected, I feel very bad. No, the better attitude is that I go there, I offer an interaction, and I accept whatever the outcome is. So it's acceptance. And understand this, it is not about running away for taking actions and being in a situation that you can be rejected. So the solution of handling rejection is not prevention, that you don't do things, that you don't approach the woman, you don't try to close the sales in a business situation, or you don't go to an interview because you know that they will reject you. Don't run away from life. It is much better to mentally accept that I make a proposal and certain percentage of the people will reject me and certain percentage will accept me, and I want to know whether in this specific situation this person will accept my offer or will reject the offer, and it's totally okay because I know that 7% of my customers accept my proposal, or if it's a dating situation, I know that 9% of the women like my style, like my approach, and 91 don't, and it's fine. So when I go, I wonder whether this person wants to engage into an interaction. Or if I go to the job interview, I know that statistically there are 10 candidates for one job, so statistically I have 10% chance, and usually I'm not so friendly, so I have a little bit less chance than the average, just 5%. So what it means, I go to 20 interviews and statistically I will find a job, and I just accept that I am at this level, and then for the long-term solution is that I improve myself. So I try to produce better products that my market want. I try to improve myself as a person for dating, and then maybe my statistics goes up, or maybe I just get more suitable people for me, or I have to practice for the job interview. I have to be more able in the job market, and then I will increase my chances. So again, don't run away from interacting with people. Don't feel bad that they reject. This is the part of life. Yes, sometimes they reject you personally, sometimes they just reject anybody. Let's say in a dating situation, if the other person has a boyfriend or girlfriend, they will probably reject you. So it's not about you, it's about the situation. And whatever the outcome is, it's fine, because have a life that you don't depend on other people so much, and especially don't depend on this specific person. Okay? So preventing rejection is that you accept the actual fact that the person said no, and you don't look at this as a rejection. It's not a necessary criticizing yourself, but even if it's a critic about you from the other person, give the freedom to have their own choices, their own decisions, and don't be a control freak that everybody must accept you, everybody must like you, everybody must obey to your request. No. Get out of this mindset and give freedom to the people. So in this case, you will be a curious person whether is this the person, are we good for each other? Is this customer good for my business, and vice versa? Is this man or woman good for me? Is this a good employment? So if you are looking for this, that I'm looking for mutual attraction, mutual interest, rather than forcing myself to the other person's life and feeling bad when they don't behave in a way that I expect them. Don't have this expectation, especially in an individual case. In long term, improve yourself, that is the solution, and statistically you will get a better response rate. But accept this, that most people reject most people. So that's life. Accept life.